Thanks, Charlie. Hey, Renegades. It's Sean Smith, and we're going to talk. I want to talk about the win over the Kings, but I'm going to say this. There's a few other things that are on my mind tonight that I think maybe we need to get out in the open here. First, I'm going to say this. Exciting win for the Predators. Big win for the Predators. 5-3 game. A lot of excitement in the third period after a lot of excitement in the first minute of the game, followed by a lot of doldrums for a while there. And then after allowing the Kings to come back and score 3 unanswered goals, the Predators turned on the heat there in the third period and made things happen, came back and won 5-3. Now, I don't know. I don't know who's watching this team. I don't know everyone's hearts and minds, but I would assume that most people watching the game are fans of one of the two teams playing. Now, what does it mean to be a fan? Now, we can get into all this stuff. I'm not here to tell you what it means to be a fan. You can be a fan of this team, and you can think that the team needs a change. That's fine. I don't care if you feel that way. That's great. I'm glad that you're invested in the team enough to have a well-informed opinion about what needs to happen. A lot of people are casual fans. They like hockey. They're a Preds fan. They don't live and die by the team. They don't hang on to every bit of news that's out there about the team. They just watch the games when they're on and they go, hey, look, these guys won the game. Oh, that's awesome. I like the Preds. Or, oh, these guys lost the game. That sucks. I like the Preds, and they go on. So look, if you are invested enough in this team and you spend enough time watching the team and you spend a lot of money to watch the team and to buy the merchandise, then I fully understand why you could be frustrated with the direction of the team right now. I know one big win against the Kings doesn't do all of the things and make everything better. That's fine. You can be upset about where the team is and where the team's headed. You can think the team needs a change. You can say that they need to fire the general manager. You can say they need to fire the coach. You can say they need to get rid of all the players, or that they should be playing Philip Tomasino, or that they shouldn't have waived Ellie Tolvanen. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that one little bit. I don't. I really don't. Because that means that you have an opinion. And honestly, any opinion's good, but a well-informed opinion is one that I think is worth something, and that's good. You can also be a fan of the team and be just as invested as the others and say, you know what, I don't care. I don't care that the team is headed in this direction, or I don't care that maybe the general manager needs to go, or maybe the coach needs to go, or they need to tear the team down and rebuild. But still enjoy the team winning, and that's fine. But here's the thing, and this is where I kind of have to draw a line in the sand, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to draw a line in the sand here. It's okay to be a big fan of players. You can choose a favorite player. A lot of people have favorite players they love, people that they look forward to seeing play, players they make signs for when they go to the games. They go down to the glass beforehand during warm-ups to put their sign up on the glass and hope that guy sees it, cheer them on. I think that's really cool. You know, my son does that. My daughter does that. They've had favorite players that have been traded, both of them. They've developed new favorite players on the team now, and I think it's a really fun thing as a child to be a fan of a team and to have parents that take you to games and things like that. I get that. You can be a fan of a player. You can also not like specific players. I think that's okay too. I think realistically speaking, there are tons of great reasons to dislike players for things they do off the ice, beliefs they hold, whatever that may be, or the way they interact with certain types of people. You may not appreciate that. And you know what? That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. I can support all of those things. But where I have a hard time, and I'm going to be really honest with you here, is when you have a player do something that, for them, is exciting. It's a career milestone. They do something they haven't done before. I think that's worthy of celebration. Cole Smith scored his first NHL goal tonight. It was not a decisive goal. It didn't push the team over to victory. It wasn't a game-winning goal. It was just an icing on the cake goal. It was a deflection. It wasn't some elite sniper shot. It wasn't where he didn't pull the triple deke off in a shootout or anything. Realistically, it was a greasy goal from a greasy guy. But it was his first. And I think that's something worth celebrating. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's something worth celebrating. Think about Cole Smith for a minute. Don't think about Cole Smith the way you think about Cole Smith if you've got a problem with Cole Smith. Think about him as a kid. Because at one point, before he was the Cole Smith wearing this Predators jersey, he was a kid playing hockey because he loved the sport. And he probably played it a long time. My own son plays hockey. He's 8 years old. He's played more hockey already at 8 years old than I've ever played in my entire life. And I look at if his road, which, goodness, we're short people, it may not happen, and that's okay. If his road leads to the NHL, he's going to be playing hockey for at least 10 more years before he even has a whiff of what that is or how close he is to that point. Maybe he plays college hockey. Maybe he plays junior hockey. But it's a journey. And every hockey player you see out there on the NHL ice has been on that journey for their mostly entire life. You saw a really nice, if you were at the game, you saw a really nice piece on Alex Carrier's family following him on this past road trip in the car, driving like the 3,000 miles just to see their son play. And his dad made a really good point. He said, the dream worked out for Alex. The dream worked out for Alex. But we had to make a lot of sacrifices. And so you've got to think that for Cole Smith to be where he is, there have been a lot of people that have had to make sacrifices to get him there. Parents had to maybe take extra shifts to pay for certain aspects of hockey. Equipment's not cheap, ice time's not cheap, travel team fees aren't cheap. Maybe they had to get up extra early to take him to the rink. I don't know. These are things that I don't know. I'm speculating because this is an experience I'm on from the other side right now. But somebody had to get him to his hockey practice for a long time before he could drive himself. And what's funny to me is that he's gone through all of this, spent years in the AHL, working his way, grinding it out every night, proving night in and night out that he's a guy that's going to give everything he has for his AHL team. And he finally gets a chance on an NHL team. Now, you can be mad that he's there. You can be mad that Philip Tomasino's not there. I've said before, that's fine. But he's here, and he's playing for the team that you're a fan of. And the team won, and one of the goals that helped them win that game was scored by Cole Smith. It happened to be his first goal. And people are mad because he's on the team, and he scored a goal. It doesn't make sense to me. And maybe people are mad because the team's celebrating it, or the media members that are associated with the team are celebrating it, and upset that that's something that people are celebrating. But at the same time, this all goes back to, this is a guy playing hockey. He's playing hockey. It's been his lifelong dream, and he's unfortunately played for quite a few games before he scored his first goal. But he finally did it. He got the monkey off his back, as they were all saying in the locker room. And realistically, this was an exciting moment for him. And you know what? He was more excited to turn around and see his team cheering him on than he was about actually scoring the goal. The memory that Cole Smith's going to have of his first NHL goal is not going to be how it happened. It's not going to be what it felt like when he saw it go in. It's going to be what he saw when he turned around and looked at his teammates losing their minds on the bench for him. Because all those guys, and here's the difference between all those guys and all of us out here, they all know what that experience is. They all know what that's like to go from being a kid playing hockey and having to be driven everywhere by your parents and having your parents have to make sacrifices to get you where you're going and get you to do the things that you're going to do and you want to do. And they've experienced going all the way through that process to where they are now. And yeah, some of those guys over there make a heck of a lot more money than Cole Smith, and they've scored a hell of a lot more goals. And that's good for them. But right now, Cole Smith has one. And I guarantee you that one goal is just as important to him as the 200 or 300 that these other guys have. And if you're not happy about it, then I don't understand where your motivation's coming from. I'm not questioning your fandom. I'm not questioning your loyalty to the team. I'm not even questioning whether or not you have to like the guy. But if you don't get a little bit happy when you see somebody's dream get realized in front of a roaring crowd, much to the celebration of his teammates that you say that you're fans of, then I have to wonder where your heart is. Charlie, it was a good win. Great job for Cole Smith. Exciting time for that young man. And I hope that's the realization of a lifelong dream that he's been working for. And I wish more people could respect it and at least feel a little bit of happiness for the guy. That's all I got. Charlie, I'm going to send it back over to you.